Here's the thing, okay? I've never rollerbladed in my life, but I feel like if I did, I'd be a natural. Something about it. I might not be the greatest skater, but I feel something about me on multiple wheels rolling down at terminal velocity is something to put fear into the minds of others, for I am the greatest rollerblader to ever, never rollerblade.
Would you get an inline rollerblade or a the other one, like the,
It
the the quad one, or just one wheel on each foot, like Heelys?
I'm like inline 1 foot. It's like half the foot is inline, half the foot is quad wheel.
Well, so it's like a tricycle sort of situation. We have like
Yeah.
two in line in the front, and like two in the back, like quad.
Quick science lesson for you. Biology. When
Yeah,
stuff is like disintegrating, greater surface area. This is actually chemistry. Greater surface area allows for it to dissipate faster because the reaction is taking
right.
place over more surface area. So more
Yeah,
wheels
that's
mean more
right.
contact to the ground, which means I'm going faster, and you can't prove it otherwise because science.
Wouldn't four wheels in line be the same amount as four wheels in a quad?
But what about four wheels inline and four wheels in quad together at once?
So eight wheels,
Maybe.
eight wheels on each foot.
Yeah.
Why stop there though? Why not put 20 wheels on a foot?
Here's the thing. There's the rollerblader's dilemma, okay? Can one
Tell me.
man and should one man go so fast as to exceed the speed of light? That's a question that's plagued us rollerbladers for centuries, and to be frank, there's no easy answer. Because here it is. Like, would you risk giving one man too much power or dissipating the power among the masses by having less wheels with one person and like evening it out to more
Did,
people?
did you know the average rollerblade has 4.5 wheels?
And that's the problem. It's big rollerblade because what they've done is they've taken. There's not a lot of people who rollerbladed at first, but they rollerblade with 8 wheels, but they're going too fast. So what
Right.
the government said this is unacceptable. So instead they said, okay, we can't let this happen anymore. So they took the wheels from the people who were already rollerblading and they split it in half and then spread it around like communism.
Right. So now
Except,
everyone has an equal number of wheels.
mm-hmm.
So here's a question: Are those like rollerblade places still a thing? Like where you go and it's like you dance in rollerblades? Are those
Well,
still around? There used to be one where I lived, but I don't think it's like there anymore.
why don't I take it on?
Okay, but are there any left?
um,
There
I
have to be, right?
I
That's like
feel
a
like
thing. That's
given COVID, it's closed, but I feel like
but like
we can make our own in like a park or a
I want to see a race in like a velodrome, like the big bike place.
mm-hmm,
But instead of that, it's like it's for rollerblades.
mm-hmm,
Isn't it a sport?
speed
What's
skate.
roller derby?
Have you
Is,
seen that?
is
Have you seen that thing where like the guy has like it's like a bodysuit and has wheels all over? That looks terrifying. They're like going face first, like down like 60 kilometers an hour down a hill, and they have like
oh,
wheels on their elbows and knees, and they just control like that.
speaking of that, let's quickly just introduce ourselves because we always forget to do that. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mostly Mediocre podcast. I'm your co-host Henry, and with me today, as always, inconsistently spaced out.
It's Yash. That was a bit because I wasn't looking at the camera while Henry was saying that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What was I gonna say? Yeah, have
Oh
you seen those
wait,
videos?
before we continue, we have a little sound to play. If Henry
I
can
was gonna
figure.
I was gonna put it in the beginning of the podcast, but
Oh,
I could like space it out whenever. Like I
um,
would like put it first.
we'll do it at the beginning. We'll do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, viewers, we'll do it again just now and at the beginning, just so they
Well,
know that out
no,
of
you're making me
context.
do work. Let me clip this. What time is it?
It is 4:45.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Is that Megalovania?
Megalo.
I've
Mega Man?
never I've never played Undertale, so I don't know if I'm a gamer.
I bought on the Steam sale. I bought Undertale. I haven't played it yet. I don't know if I ever will, but I've heard good things. Right?
Here's the thing. I feel like I've only heard of Undertale from the Smash Bros community, and the Smash
Yeah.
Bros community isn't that great.
Wait, did they end up putting Sans in Undertale? Wait, Sans Undertale in
Smash?
Smash?
Yeah,
Is he in
but
there?
he's a Mii
He's in?
fighter. He's not like actually in, but you can get a costume that looks like him and
Oh,
play him
that's
like that.
cruel. Why would they do that to Smash fans?
Too much power in one place. Here's the thing, concentration over quantity. You can have 20 men hitting one pickaxe against one steel, or you
Is
can
this like
have like five short men with, or you have one man with 20 pickaxes hitting 20 steel.
yeah, this is like marginal utility, right?
Yeah.
Productivity, economics right here.
Hmm.
Is that your AoE 2 strat? 20 men on one iron?
Or one
Cuz in
man
that
on
case,
20 iron. Because here's the thing, as an Ivy student, I think
dox me more. Thank you.
no, I said as I am, but I'm not, which is the lie, because I'm like doing the double ruse, because people think I'm an Ivy, but I didn't apply.
Aren't you?
No, I didn't want
I
to.
thought they offered you a
They actually
honorary
offered me
degree.
deanship. They
Yeah,
said
to
they
the
said I could
D.
be the dean, but I said I will only be the dean when you give rights to rollerbladers and you assist me in my quest to get the
Right.
16 roller wheels on one man
I wish my name was
or woman.
Dean, cuz then I could become like Dean.
James Dean.
What if you James Dean? Who's
James.
James Dean?
It's the guy from the one movie, isn't it?
James Dean. Oh, right, James Dean. Blanked for a second there. Um, here's a scary statistic for you. I was listening to the news this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't really news. It was just an interview, but I guess it's like kind of news.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't what I was trying to go for. What I was trying to say is that 21% of gamers, those who game, are under 18, which means the government is stopping a fifth of gamers from voting. That's a
And
scary statistic.
and here's the thing: people say that if you're under 18, you don't know things, right?
Right.
Like you're not in the know. But here's the thing: gamers,
Gamers are
we
always
know what's
online.
up. Here's the thing: all those years we gamers have played RuneScape. We've been forged in the fires of like
Yeah,
marketplace scams. Like look, like
exactly.
yesterday, like famous people got hacked, and these dumb schmucks, these
Yeah.
millennial schmucks who buy Bitcoin and say, "Oh, look at me! I have Bitcoin. I know what I'm doing. I'm
I
a
got
smart guy."
Bitcoin. I have
I
electronic money. My money is made up. It's numbers.
slaps
Idiot.
desk. You're using a dollar bill.
Buy some gold, idiot.
Why don't you just
Load
use
up.
Dogecoin? And here's the thing: these millennial, these 20 somethings, 30 somethings, they see their friend Elon Musk. They see billionaires like Jeff Bezos, and they're like, "Okay, give me $1,000, and I'll give you $2,000." Classic RuneScape doubling scam. Here's the thing: why
Here's the
would a
thing.
billionaire need you to give him $1,000 for him to give you $2,000?
Exactly. And why would a billionaire ever give anyone money?
Yeah, it's like here's the thing. Like if you had ever fucking played RuneScape, bleep
Yeah.
that out, viewers, you didn't hear me swear.
Did he
PG.
swear? Keep
No.
it PG. You
Here's the thing. Like if these millennials were forged in the same fires as we were, the world
exactly.
would be so better off.
They grew
Here's the
up
one.
out playing outside or something. I
Like
think is
here's the
what they
thing.
did.
My left hand, people can't see this, but for Henry, my left hand, boomers. Right hand, zoomers. Unite to shit on millennials.
The
It's the
Boomer Zoomer
coalition,
Alliance.
the
I
Boomer
like
Zoomer
that.
Alliance. It's the coalition to end all coalitions. This has
That's
created
good.
a paradigm power shift in the international world economy.
See, here's what we're gonna do. because the boomers are aging, and so they're approaching. A lot of them are in retirement, but some are approaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's gonna happen is they're gonna take all their money out of their investments, you know, which is gonna dry up the capital, which
Mm-hmm.
these millennial schmucks can't replace. So we can overthrow the millennials.
Yeah, it's like a long time coming. Here's the thing.
Here's the
I
thing.
I I don't support Zoomers. I don't support Boomers.
Aren't we?
But
What are we?
I
Aren't we
would I
Zoomers?
would crush a millennial with my bare hands. I would crush the idea of one.
You're gonna.
Millennials? Oh,
I crush them like ice cubes. Crushed
though
ice.
I think we might be millennials because we were born
I
in the
don't. We're
year
not
2000.
millennials.
Oh no, I
No,
think
millennials
we're
are like the '80s.
I think we're
We're
like
like
that. Millennials are 90s. They're like 20 somethings.
no, not at all. People born in 1990 or 30.
Damn.
Old. I think it's like '80s to like early '90s.
But I don't think we're Zoomers. We can't. I would think we're Gen Z. What are
Have
we?
you ever read the dumb names that people have assigned to like people born like early 2000s, late 90s? They call them like Generation I generation. Like,
The
shut up.
information generation.
Like,
Here's the thing.
that is the worst thing.
Like, imagine.
Like, I don't
Okay,
want to hear
you're
that.
in a fucking. Sorry, you're in a boardroom. You're in a boardroom, and they're
I'm
all
in a
sitting
boardroom.
there. We're all wearing suits. It's just business. We're just conducting a
We're
business.
conducting a business here. There's numbers on a page, and we need to move those to make
Someone.
products for people to buy, right?
I'm sitting at the front of the table. I have my arms crossed in front of me.
Right.
I'm stoic. I look stoic. My face is blank. And I
No
look over to
expression.
you. I look over to you.
Yeah.
Pick up my pen in one of my hands. Just get a pen
Right.
here. Pick up a
Okay. I got a
pen
pen.
and say, I got it. Zoomers.
Zoomers.
And here's the thing, these millennials in this boardroom, they say, how can we marginalize the other populations? How do we create infighting? We got to marginalize the
Right.
Zoomers and the Boomers and have them fight against each other so they're too distracted to deal with the true threat. These millennial centrists.
Centrists are weak. They don't have any opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who are you gonna vote for? I don't know. I guess I'll read their platforms or something. Shut up.
Like, here's the thing.
Stupid.
Reading platforms, never heard of it. All I do, I number each of the
Listen,
candidates.
here's the
I
thing.
take a die and I say, "Praise be, for
Right.
I give my luck and my power to the dice. I pray to the dice. It's a die that I've slept with. I've been forged with. 5th grade, tripped, scraped my shins. The dice was there. It was within my heart. And today I leave my voting power to thee." And I roll the die, and that's who I vote for.
Right. Yeah. Like, you ever read platforms? They can say whatever they want. Doesn't matter.
You don't need to follow them. You get elected. Who cares?
Yeah. Just increase taxes again
And again,
and again because our deficit is 10 times what it was last year.
here I'm gonna tell you one thing, and this is
We're a
guaranteed
trillion
platform.
dollars in debt.
I'm here to decrease the impact that to decrease the disproportionate effect that the human race has had on uh the geological ecosystem.
Right.
That's probably on a
Right.
platform somewhere, and I just pulled that right out of
You're
my
gonna
bum
you're
bum.
gonna you're gonna decrease the you're gonna decrease the disproportionate effect that humans have had on the geographical ecosystem.
Yeah,
I would vote for that. I would. You've got my vote.
I wouldn't vote for
Cha-ching.
myself. I wouldn't vote. Period. I'd retreat to the woods, create a proto society based around the buying and selling of beetles. We find beetles in the woods. We
Right.
put them into jars, and we say, "How much for 5 days rations?" And you say, "Give me 3 red beetles and 1 blue beetle, and
See,
I'll
here's the
take it."
thing. Are they alive?
They're live. We don't.
Is a dead beetle worth anything?
A dead beetle is not worth anything.
Do you know any dead beetles?
Lenin. I know Lenin. I know Trotsky. I know
Good
Stalin.
one.
I know the Beatles.
George, what's the other guy's name? George or
Orwell.
something?
Or
Orwell was a beetle?
George Orwell was a Beatle, and you can't prove it otherwise. Here's the thing.
You
Give
know
me
George
what,
Orwell's, you know his actual name is Eric?
Eric? That's a
Yeah,
lie.
Eric Arthur Blair.
I
George
don't
Orwell's a
believe you.
pen name. No, it is, for real. Look it up. I dare you to fact check me because you'll figure out that I'm right and you're wrong. And you'll be
No.
crushed. You won't know how to handle it. You'll cry on the spot.
Um. Well, I don't believe in facts.
Yeah, me either. Uh, I've been watching a lot of TikTok lately. It's
Henry.
becoming consuming.
Henry. Here's the thing. You're getting your information stolen. It's getting stolen by everyone. They're
They
taking
can
it
have
from
it.
you.
I mean, there's not much I mean, what? They're gonna find out that I like. What are they gonna find out?
They're
I don't
gonna.
have nothing to
They're
hide.
gonna find out what you did to them. Did to him.
To who?
Eric.
Eric.
I know what you did to Eric. Here's the
Do
thing.
you know any Erics?
I I actually know a couple Erics. Apparently, in like primary school, one of like my best friends was some guy named Eric, but I don't remember that at all. I just
Every
know
Eric
at
I've
some
met
point
has
I've known
been
an
like
Eric.
a pretty awful person.
A
I've
pretty
never
awful
known a good
person.
Eric. I've never known like a good Eric, you know?
Have you really never met a good Eric?
Let me think. Eric. I don't think so. I'm struggling.
Did you know there's a Jonas brother named Eric?
No.
He was too old to be part of like the original Jonas Brothers. He was
What?
born out of wedlock.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no, you didn't know this?
I knew about Frankie, the younger Jonas. There's a fifth Jonas?
Yeah, there's a fifth Jonas.
Oh my god.
Yo, switch
Eric
it up.
Jonas?
Eric Jonas.
I feel like I don't believe you.
Why? I've literally never lied to you.
I don't. That's another lie. No, I'm not even gonna look it up because I know it's not real.
I mean, you know what else I know isn't real?
What?
That George Orwell's a pen name. Idiot.
Have you even read any of his books?
I don't read. I can say with certainty that I'm the only person who's written more books than they've read.
You've written a book?
Because the book I'm writing is life,
But
baby.
okay,
It's
here's a question.
business. It's
If you read a book, if you write a book, haven't you also read it too?
no, it's not mutually inclusive.
Yeah. How do you can't
Exclusive.
write a book without reading it?
Yeah, I can.
You've read every word in the book.
No,
That's reading a book.
I shut my mind off. You get 20,000 monkeys. You have them typing at a typewriter enough. One day they'll write Shakespeare. Have they read a book? They can't read English. It's the same concept.
Oh, you're the monkey in this
So,
situation.
so basically, I monkey.
You're the monkey.
I'm the monkey. I'm the ape. I'm the
Oh,
gorilla.
I am the architect of all things.
I am also the destroyer of all
If
things.
you see anything out there, if you see a building, that was me. I made that. I
You
crafted it.
you've crafted everything. Did you
Okay,
craft the death of
I'm
Harambe? Is that thing you've crafted? Did you force a
listen.
child into a pen? You've created this flashpoint by shoving a little boy into an innocent gorilla's pen. Do you know what it's like out
The
there?
boy was fine, okay?
Here's the thing. If it was me you pushed in there, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care. You're
He walked
sick.
all over me.
You're sick.
You ever seen there's this movie that came out, a little obscure actually, kind of artistic. It was called Hoker.
Hoker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the
what's that
J,
about?
Holker. But the
Hoker.
actor Joaquin Phoenix, so it was Hoker. It's about like a social outcast, kind of like me. He
Mhm.
lives on the fringes of society, kind of like me. Um, he's a clown,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like me.
Oh, is that the one where like his parents get killed
Yeah,
and like he fights crime? That one.
yeah.
And his like name, it starts with like a B. It's like B something Bane.
Bane.
Yeah, it's like Bane, and his father, like Jeremy, dies. He gets mugged, and he says, "From this day forward, I will kill the man. I will kill the man who constructs everything, Henry McMahon."
Oh no. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, I'm just sort of like the guy, right? I'm like the guy.
What other things have you constructed? Here's the thing:
I've
everyone talks about
constructed
these secret societies, Illuminati, the stonemasons, the Freemasons. Everyone
the
talks about these
Freemasons aren't secret. They're like you can join the Freemasons.
You have to get invited, don't you?
No, you
By
can
a
like join.
Mason.
No, I think you like the 33rd degree you have to be up there, but like you can join like the bottom. You just go. I think the only requisite to being a Freemason is you have to have believe in a higher power. There's actually a Freemason where we live. You can join them if you want.
Shall we join the Freemasons
Should
together?
we infiltrate the Freemasons?
Can I? Can we? I want. Are we going to do an infiltration? Like you said, Freemasons, but why don't we infiltrate Scientology? I'm gonna
Is there
sign up for
science?
Scientology with your
No,
address.
don't they like oh don't do that. Don't they like harass you like
Oh yeah,
incessantly?
they do. Like I saw this one guy say once. He's like the best like thing if someone won't stop like bothering you or like they just keep on taking your mail or something is like give like Scientology their address and then they'll just like constantly like they will not stop talking to you.
So here's the thing, like I think one of the Scientology leaders, like his wife, has been missing for like 8 years,
Oh yeah,
and
no.
either she's dead or like not eight, like 15 years, like a long time, and either she's dead or she's like being kept captive at like this like facility they have in like the woods somewhere.
It's like, oh no, she's in isolation. And like they've done fun. Did you know there's like this entire like plot by the Scientologists where they snuck into the FBI and like the entire plan like I remember like looking at it, it was like very briefly like I was in my break at work and they're like just pretend like you belong there and then
Oh yeah,
they just
honestly,
infiltrate the FBI and they're like stealing information
it's like I think it's
regarding
like
like
that
that
easy.
they had on them and it's like that's wild
What do they
and
have?
they got like they pretty much got away scot free
I bet.
like
Like,
that's
and
fucked.
here's the thing, like L. Ron Hubbard, like the founder of Scientology, he was literally a science fiction writer.
Didn't
How
they name
dense are these?
the telescope after him?
The Hubbard? Yeah, yeah, they did. Right now.
You're- Sorry, okay, I'm gonna break character for a second. So I think that's I really like that. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but I
We're playing characters right now.
oh,
This is the real deal.
here's the thing. This is me in reality. My entire life, I've lived a constructed character. I wake up in
Oh,
the mornings and I enter a dream. My at
yeah.
night, my real
When
me
I'm
comes out.
sleeping, that's when I'm really awake. Yeah.
The less I know and the less I'm conscious of, the more I'm aware of my surroundings.
They feed us their poison, then suppress our medicine and try to sell us their cures.
They feed off our fear and feed our fear to the wise men in the north. The
Do
wise
you
men
know
in the
about
north, wise men, they eat our fear.
Did
Whoa.
you know like the lizard conspiracy?
Yeah, it's well,
So
that's also with
those
Hollow Earth.
guys, what?
I kind of think like Hollow Earth and Lizard are like one the same.
Well, there's also like the extraterrestrial lizards, like the archons. I won't get into it too much,
You've been
but
too far.
they sort of feed off what they eat in a way is like negative energy,
Hmm.
and so they foster like that's why people believe like all these like events are fake is like because they're constructed by the elite ruling class, Illuminati, who are actually the reptilian bloodline to uh essentially just make fear and misery, and then they eat that. That's like their thing. There's no end goal really. It's just like it's like they just keep feeding.
And like, here's the thing: I've done my fair bit of research on this. When I was the tender age of 12, I was on Google and I was on YouTube and I got a video recommended to me with like 253 views or something, and it was
Right.
like
Yeah.
it was like this giant cave entrance in Antarctica that no one's talking
Oh,
about.
I
And
like
I,
that
I
one.
went
Yeah.
onto Google Earth and I like scoured the mountains where they said for like literally 40 minutes and I ended up finding the
Right.
giant cave entrance. And that's the thing. The lizards they're there because they can't be where it's too hot. Here's the thing. They
Right.
made a conspiracy that the lizards and like reptiles don't they like the heat to throw us off the trail. They think that they're like among us. But that's
Right.
another one of their tactics to sow dissent. They want us to fight each other while they lounge away in the center of the earth, like from that entrance like cave in Antarctica. That's the thing.
That's crazy.
It's too deep, quite literally too deep because they're too deep within the earth. Like if I gotta
Oh.
stop talking here because like one of these days, like not even one of these days, in any minute now, there's gonna be a giant hole open up in my floor. There's gonna be a lizard hand just like comes right out of it and grabs my leg, pulls me through, and you'll never see me again.
Yeah, I actually did some reading about the Illuminati, like the actual Illuminati, like from the 1600s or whatever. It was just like a group of like university kids in like Germany who wanted their own little society, so they made because Illuminati just means like illumination, right? So I think it was like a counter religion group essentially.
Hmm.
And then like it just sort of like was made illegal because like it was like secular or whatever, and that was it.
That's what they want you to
That's what
think.
they want you to think. One percenters, man. They control the food supply or something. I don't know. Metaphor, Snowpiercer, right?
Did you
I get
see?
all my political rhetoric from movies.
Did you see the thing where? Yeah, I got all my political rhetoric from movies. You know, it's
Can
cool.
I relate everything to the Hunger Games or Harry Potter or the Divergent trilogy? Because I'll try.
Here's the thing.
Trump is like Umbridge
No, he's like
and
Snow.
the Capitol mixed in with the the what were the bad guys? The Who were the
What? I
bad
thought it was
guys
the
in
good guys.
Divergent?
I don't. I didn't read
It
it.
was the erudite, right? The smart guys.
No,
Yeah, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was
It
like
wasn't. It wasn't Candor or the Abnegation or the Amity.
you've listed every single one.
It was the
It was a
smart
Dauntless.
dudes.
It was actually the Dauntless in reality.
The Dauntless.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, the Daunt. I forgot the Dauntless. That's what she joined. Let's not get
Oh,
into YA books. It's been a while since I didn't actually read the third one.
I think for 30 days,
Oh,
all I'll read and consume is young adult fiction.
I'm reading. I have. Can you see this stack of books in my room?
Yeah, I was gonna comment on it, but I don't. I didn't
I
want you to think
have.
I'm like, yeah, I read. I read.
Well, I actually. Those are just for show. I look at comic books all day.
Yeah.
No words, just pictures. Because if you think about it, a picture tells 1,000 words, and there's like 20 pictures on each page, and there's like 50 pages, which is like whatever that number is. So that's like a lot of words. So before you call me, if you're gonna call me stupid, make sure you put
Here's the thing.
smart in front of it.
If I technically going back to me writing more books than I've read, if
Right.
I like Ansel Elgort, just like take my phone out and just start taking selfies on selfies and just upload them all onto Instagram, haven't I told a story right there?
What
We're
did he do? Didn't he do something?
He's done a lot of things. I mean,
Did
people
he
like
like touch a fan or something?
I feel like every person has done
Oh,
that.
Ansel. I feel like not every person has done that.
You've touched a fan.
I don't have fans.
I'm touching a fan right now.
No, if you take a fan out, oh, okay, I gotta let the
What?
record reflect that Yash is holding a fan. Not unfunny.
Here's the thing. I've been trying to like I'm trying to branch out of my physical comedy. Because here's the
Prop
thing. I'm
comedy,
always
the
here with
lowest
like the
form of
same
comedy.
the same you take that back. You
Okay,
take that back out of your sick, sick mouth, because I will strike you down where you stand, you fool. You don't
what
know what you
is
said.
what is the
You
worst
don't
form of comedy?
you.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
You everything you stand for. Jokes, never heard of them. I've never told a joke in my life. The only joke is you. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with this anymore.
It's cold,
It's cold.
man. We didn't really have any topics prepared. We was like it's kind of slacking off a little. You been working out still? You've been keeping up your gains?
Yeah, I'm going to the physiotherapist tomorrow. Because of my
Did you
elbow.
get did you get acupuncture the other day?
Electroacupuncture. It's pretty good, honestly. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. I feel like I just I don't know.
My
Like
physio,
I'm not like afraid of. I don't like looking at needles though. You know.
you don't even feel it.
You don't because they're so small, right? Oh yeah. I've been doing. I did a little hit workout today.
Hmm.
Yeah, riddle me this. Like when you see the word like hit, like HIIT,
Hmm.
what happens in your head?
You're hitting yourself with like a mallet to make your bones stronger, make your muscles
So
grow.
because I when I see it, I go hit it. That's what I think. I think hit it.
Maybe like hit.
Yeah, I go hit. I
Hit?
feel like I have to work that extra I in there somehow.
I mean, do you though?
Well, like bot and boot are two different words, right? So
Maybe it's like it's
hit,
into a
heat,
letter. Because didn't the
hit.
W start as two U's? Wasn't that like a thing?
It's well in French it's W or double V,
W.
which is kind of weird in English. It's like double U, but in French it's double V.
I mean, U and V were pretty interchangeable in the beginning, weren't they?
Right, in the Latin, Roman, yeah.
More you know. Here's the thing. History lesson. Here's our new segment of Henry and Yash.
On
History
to
for
history lesson.
woo!
Woo.
I was too busy thinking of like what the jingle was gonna be that I forgot my history lesson.
Oh,
History lesson. People don't know if Socrates existed.
oh! Don't tell me that.
Oh no, was it
Wasn't
Aristotle?
he Aristotle? Plato? Plato must have existed.
Because I don't remember. It was one of the Greek philosophers. I didn't. I just completely blanked. Right now when I was about to say the fact they've like heard of people talk about him, but they don't really have any solid proof he existed. And
But
people
like,
think that like he
what would you need to prove someone existed at that, like
like a written
four
account.
thousand years ago?
They need a written account, and but from what they think, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Socrates. They think Socrates was just a like an example that other
But
philosophers
Socrates was killed, wasn't he?
he killed himself.
Wasn't well,
Well,
he was killed. Well, I mean, he was going to be executed by the state, right?
mhm. The Greek
So isn't
philosopher who didn't exist. I remember like vaguely reading about this. Yeah, it was Socrates.
no soccer? I'll have to look into that. What was Socrates' stick? Why do they teach us all this? I just sometimes I wonder, like, what
Allegory of the cave.
I get it. Like, sure, it holds up, but like at the same time, like, teach me some modern. I want to hear what's going on now. Tell me about what we're thinking right now. You know?
I think
I
a
don't.
lot of it for me though, I don't think we should be like taught it per se, and that we should like involve ourselves like we should look into it and then make our own conclusions, because like everyone says Nietzsche, right? But,
Yeah.
like everyone quote like misquotes him so much.
Well, that's like how any because no one. I feel like
Like
I
no
haven't
one's
read
read it.
Nietzsche,
No one's read it.
but no one reads. No one like think about like in school as well. Like unless you're in like higher education, they never get you to just read stuff. Did we talk about this last time,
Yeah,
or did I talk to you? They never say,
like
"Oh,
I've
you
had
want
to
to
like
know
read a lot
about
of stuff over the past year just
this."
because history stuff, right?
Yeah,
And it's
but
like
you're in higher
everyone,
education.
yeah, and it's like even in higher education, no one really reads it. It's like
It's all
everyone
secondary
talks about
documents. Yeah,
like the Communist Manifesto, right?
no
But
one's read it. I haven't read it. It's
like,
not even like
have you read the Treaty of Westphalia? What all like Westphalian states are based off? Have you read it? Do you know what
no,
it
I
says?
get it. It's about you can't interfere based on religion. That just sort of introduces freedom of religion. But like, I no, I haven't read it. But like, I get the gist of it. But like, but do I? Because you ever read like laws and stuff and legislation, and it's so mundane. It's like this and this and this and this. You know,
Mhm.
okay. And you read like a commentary on it. It's like this has radical implications where this is gonna stop this completely. It's like, how do you get there? I guess legal experts can like tell you like what how like even because I guess that's how like some laws pass, right? They just seem so mundane, but then like the interpretation, like with the executive or like the judicial, is like what it can do to it, right?
Mhm. Like it's because there's so much stuff that contradicts. Even the fact that like case law is also pretty interesting because it's like one ruling can basically change how something's interpreted forever.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm looking at one of my
Shut
DMs here
up!
on.
I'm recording. What were you looking at?
Oh, that's not a good look.
What?
Uh, so I'm looking at my DMs here on Discord, right?
Your DMs.
And one of them, it's Sans Undertale.
Who's sending you Sans Undertale? Is
No, it's like
Michelle?
it's the profile pic.
Is Michelle sending you Sans Undertale?
I don't think Michelle knows who Sans Undertale is.
I don't think Michelle knows who anyone is.
Oh,
I don't think Michelle is.
no, she's real.
Last Thursdayism. I really like that. Because here's the
I
thing.
don't.
Have you
It's plausible.
it's plausible, but like
Is it though?
I've in the past week I've heard of Michelle,
Yeah.
but have I actually seen Michelle?
No.
Whoa, dude, does she exist?
But I've seen her.
What if you what it's a dumb bit. I was gonna say, what if you made an account and you just paid someone to put on a mask? Do you think someone's done that? Like completely, they've pretended like they've been married. Just an example, like they've
Yeah,
been
I
married
feel
for
like
30
people have
years.
dug themselves deep enough into a lie where it's like they just it's like people who like I don't know if this is like a real thing or just like bits in shows and movies where like it's like the kid away at college in some other country and like he's dropped out and then like he's like he's like in his fourth year he's gonna graduate and his parents are coming to see him graduate and he's just been living off the money they send him for 4 years pretty much. Maybe like that's the thing, right? So
But
I feel like
I've
people
read
will
something
lie
where
about
that
it. I
happened.
saw it on some Reddit.
I saw it in a history thing. Like there was someone who did that. God, why am I blanking? I like very vividly remember it. I don't know.
In history? Yeah, I don't know, but like I'm sure people like do it all the time. They say like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I can't go out to my girlfriend." They just like say it and like they don't they know it's a lie,
Hmm.
but like I don't know, you know,
It's whack.
you know,
You
what
know?
I'm saying. Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I'm
Homestead.
saying?
Here's the thing. Do you know? Do you ever like think of like what you're saying and how it has meaning and what you're saying is actually what you mean?
I guess it's tough because like when you say something and you kind of get because you ever like say something and like you just say, "Oh, actually, that didn't come off the way I wanted it to," and you try and rephrase.
Mm-hmm.
But think about all the times like you don't catch that because we know what we're trying to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't always come across to others. Like I'm sure like I'll say things and you'll say things and we'll interpret it in like a different way. Maybe not radically different or materially different, but just a bit off, right?
It's like it's a thing where like people like when you go see a different culture and you see how like they say a word. and like the meaning that's attached to it. Because like everyone talks about like how like in like romance languages and like all these things like how words are similar and like words of similar meanings have like the same sounds because they all originate from the same ish stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like think about mother, mater, mata, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And but obviously, God, I don't know. It's like
The words are like the same, but their meaning is different.
they're nuanced,
Right.
and I feel like we just gloss over those nuances.
Like formalities and stuff too, right? Like the general you in English doesn't have the same connotation. Like I can say you guys, the plural form of you, or I could say you over there as in like a single person.
Hmm.
But in French, same deal. You have a plural and a singular, but that vous, right? The plural you can also be used as a respectful singular you, right?
Hmm.
Which is kind of interesting, like how that comes across, right?
And like,
And in a literal sense, like it makes sense that you would just say you're a single person, so tu, right?
mhm.
But it's not sometimes, right? So that's interesting.
It's like we get so fixated on it, but like you think of like sign language, you think about like there's like the species of bird that I think it was like one indigenous group can communicate with,
Oh,
and they can communicate it to like look for like predators and food and stuff like that. And I just find that so interesting.
but that's also what people used to do, with canaries, right? They
But this is
put
different.
them in the coal mine, and the canary died. That's like communication, right?
I get what you're saying there because like at first I was gonna say no because like they're directly communicating.
No, it's it's
Technically,
it's
the
a it's a
canary died.
physical response, yeah, with like the gas in the mine.
Here's the thing. So I'm gonna be the canary in this example. We go
Okay,
we go
I'm mining.
to a we go to the CN Tower, right? And what you do, you want to see if the railings are safe. So you push me, you shove me full force. I fall over the edge. I splat on the ground, and you
Okay,
say, "Okay, maybe it's not a good idea to push people near the edge." And I'm the canary.
yeah,
It's like
but
the same thing, right? Technically,
it's
like here's the thing: you test if something works or doesn't work, and if the thing dies, if I
but I know
physically,
what happens when someone falls from a great height.
have you seen anyone fall from a great height? I don't.
Yeah,
Have you seen someone fall from the CN Tower?
I've been up there.
The CN Tower could all be VR.
W-
You need to see.
w-
Here's the thing. Why is today been into like the like conspiracy theories and like dumb shit people would
The
say?
CN Tower could be VR, but it was made in the 70s and they didn't have VR back then, except for that dumb Nintendo thing that no one liked.
Virtual Boy, but also
The Virtual Boy.
it's like, but you only know it was made in the 70s because someone you read that it was made in the 70s.
Well, it's been there for all my life.
That's what 20 years almost.
Well, like, and then I got like pictures and like people have told me that they went there when it opened.
Deepfaked. Here's my thing:
Maybe.
CN Tower never existed. You
Go
can't
look at a
tell
picture
me.
of Toronto right now. There will be no tall building. You'll say where to go. And I'll say it never was.
Always has been.
Always has been.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
there's
Blank
no
scene.
massive.
We're in space. You
Okay,
you look over.
I'm
I'm acting
looking.
this out. You
Okay,
look over.
yeah.
Wait, there is no big titty goth GFs. I'm standing behind
Never.
you. A gat pointed at the back of your head. Always,
They're never.
never had.
Always. Wait, sorry.
Wait, it's
So
summer.
you say there are no, and
Okay,
then no,
wait.
I say there are no, and
I
then you
fucked up.
say always has been.
Okay, wait. I fucked up the bit.
All right, I got.
Okay, there's
Okay,
never
think about this one.
the hamster in my brain isn't turning. It's not turning. Okay, open scene. We're in
Okay,
space. Henry looks over.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
You see nothing. There's no big titty goth GFs. Glock pointed at the back of your head. Chamber the round. Never have been.
Oh. Wow. That's crazy.
But here's the thing: we can make it. You know what we're doing for Ethan? You know what we're doing for Ethan? Our good friend Ethan,
What are we
Big
doing?
Boy Birch. We're gonna be evoking
Right,
a
right. We're
demon.
gonna manifest
We're gonna
a
manifest
succubus
Zephyr.
for him.
We're gonna either manifest a succubus to be his big titty goth GF, or manifest the demon of hell Zephyr, and we're gonna have them get him his own big titty goth GF.
Now, what do you mean, demon of hell? Aren't all demons of hell?
Well, I was gonna say Duke, but I don't know if Zephyr's a Duke or not.
Oh,
Because
there's
like,
an aristocracy in hell?
oh yeah, was once a fallen angel. Oh no, that's from a video game.
Aren't they all fallen angels? I'm confused.
Um.
Here's a question.
Uh huh.
What? When did these guys? Who made these guys up? Because it wasn't just like this wasn't in like the Old Testament, right? It wasn't like, oh yeah,
There's
Bimbo, the devil boy.
He's now the fucking president of hell.
Like, oh yeah, I'm the prime minister of hell. I'm
Doesn't
tired
even
of it.
fucking exist.
I'm the Grand Duke of hell. I'm the Duchess
The Duchess.
of hell. No, you're not.
I'm the Henry. If you're in hell, you'd be the cam girl of hell, cam boy.
Cam girl of hell.
You'd command a legion. You know, it's like okay, like they say, like Zephar's a duke who commands like 26 legions of demons in hell. You'd like command like 26 legions of girls who think you're hot.
How big is a legion? 50?
Legion? Uh,
Yeah. 100? You
I,
studied history.
yeah. Originally, legions were 100.
100, 2,600 demons? Bro.
That's a lot of demons.
Aren't there like 666 legions or
Well,
something?
no. Legions. Okay, legions technically can be like 4,000 to 6,000. Cause
Oh, it's just like a word.
yeah, cause like there were
What's a legate?
centuries.
Is a legate the head of a legion?
No, legates were heads of squads within legions. Cause
Who's the
okay,
head of a legion?
okay, so there's a legion, then there's centuries.
A century is 100.
No, century was like 80. Actually, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm tired of the Romans. I'm tired of them. If they were such a great civilization, where are they now? Idiots.
Technically, I think like there's this really interesting channel which like tracks like family trees, and I think the rightful heir of like Emperor of Rome, it's like disputed between like four different people. But one of
Like the
them
Holy
is
Roman Empire or like Rome?
um Rome, because it divides between the Holy Roman Empire than actual
Okay.
Rome.
They keep up, yeah. Okay, that's
Like
pretty
it splits
cool.
different times. That's why there's technically five different people who can qualify. One's like this one random guy in like Australia who claims to have
Right.
like some sort of like noble line, but
How
then
would you even
another.
like track that, man?
It's like it's surprising a lot of it's tracked. Like I think the King of Spain right now has one of the best. When I was looking at it, there's like some Russian claims, but I think the best claim was like this one, the current King of Spain.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Felipe.
Like like Habsburg stuff or what?
Um,
Is
if I,
that not? Is that different? The Habsburg were like in Austria too, right?
yeah, I
For a
but
while.
for from him, I think if I remember correctly, the reason why he has a claim to uh be the next Roman emperor is because of the Holy Roman Empire. No, that was the
That's
Italians. That was the Italians who have that.
the
I can't.
Italians.
Italians. Okay, wait. Let me see this. Felipe six.
It's like the history hour, hey?
Roman Emperor claim. It's like a really convoluted claim. Um. Oh, it only has a video here. But yeah,
I'll
like
look into it later.
I think it's because like he was a Spanish Habsburg, and that's why they think like he has a claim.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because like
that's
let's be
fair.
honest here, everyone's fucking related to everyone else.
Yeah,
The
that's
amount of
true. Like
inbreeding
we're
in like
related.
aristocracy was like
Yeah,
insane.
I love keeping bloodlines pure,
Well, we
whatever
can
that
keep
means.
our bloodline pure.
Sure.
Well, when we like live on, if I don't get into if neither of us, God forbid, get into a freak accident where we're
Right.
transported to another world, um,
What?
what? We're gonna have our children do the podcast. We're gonna have them sit down. Hey, Jimbo.
Yeah, this is like this is their legacy. This is my legacy. Is this?
Hey, Mega Zoomer 5. That's what I'm naming my kid. You're gonna do this podcast whether you like it or not.
Do you have to name your kid?
I think it'd be like child abuse if you didn't name your kid.
No. What?
What?
Just don't give it a name.
I
No
mean,
name. No name for you,
people have named their
son.
kids Facebook.
But that's not that's still a name though. Your Facebook.
I think if you claim it's within your culture and your tradition, you can choose to do
Yeah,
that.
like what I said, we don't name our kids till they're 3 years old, right? Do I put like a placeholder name, like
I know.
name,
I think it was in
first name, last name?
Sweden where they don't assign genders to their kids until after kindergarten. They have like a genderless kindergarten. I think it
No,
was.
that's
I
well. I
think
mean,
it's good.
like, yeah, the only like stuff you can really notice at that age is like what's put upon you, right?
Yeah, like you're pretty much like the same when you're like 5 years
Yeah,
old.
you're just dumb little stupid babies.
Who are literally like, I feel like it's really funny because like if you think about it, little kids are basically like trying to like die. Like when I was a kid, I did
They're
so
yeah.
much dumb shit.
Well, that's how you figure out how not to die. Is just by rinse and repeating, not dying. You eventually get good at it.
Or I
I
eventually
don't die
figure out
every
what I
day.
need to do it.
I think you
Ooh,
know.
I think I know.
But
I mean,
don't.
if
No.
if you pushed me up the CN Tower, I don't know if it'd kill me because I
You
don't know if
can't
it's a
get
hologram.
up to the CN. What part
'Cause
of the CN Tower do you think is just accessible to be pushed off of? Exactly.
don't they have like the thing where they like strap you and you can like hang back and be like, ah,
Yeah, the edge walk, but you have like two cables on you. You don't just get to like
you
unclip yourself.
you just like push me.
You would
Fine.
just be you're
You
on a
know,
rope.
I think like the last time I've been to the CN Tower was like when I was like 7, and I vaguely remember being terrified of like the glass like floor.
I went on the outside.
And here's the thing: what you do, you take the glass floor off, push me down, but I fall 2 feet, and then land on a screen. That's what happens.
There's a screen down there.
Because it no,
I would be
it's
more
a
worried if they
train
put a
show.
screen down there. Can
No,
you imagine if like, oh, it's not real because the CN
yeah,
Tower is not real,
that's
right?
yeah. You fucking idiot.
when
You
you get in the when you get in the elevator, just it just makes you think you're going up, but you're actually not even moving,
yeah.
and you just get out on the other side. It's like, oh wow, look at this.
Wow.
It's lovely today.
And there's just this one guy who's like sitting, like looking at you in the camera. He's like, look at this fucking schmuck, thinking
That's
he's in
what
the
every
CN
day.
Tower.
How many
What if
schmucks are there?
What if there is a CN Tower, but we don't actually go up to the real CN Tower, and that's reserved for
Right.
the Illuminati?
It's just like car.
Yo!
But what about like that cafe up there?
I mean, it just rotates
Now,
around
here's
the
a question. It's like you ever seen Mission Impossible?
screen. Hmm.
One of them with like they're in the hallway with like, the
Oh yeah,
camera and it tracks because there's a lot of people in the CN Tower. Like how is that screen gonna track everybody's eyes as they move around the room? That's a
there
pretty complex system
there actually is a thing because okay, I highly
because
recommend
everyone needs
this.
an individual view, right?
I highly recommend like researching this. I think there's this movie that used it. There's a technology now where it's very very high resolution, high quality like screens,
Yeah.
and instead of like going outside to record, it's like this little room that's like a circle of like screen.
Oh,
Like
they did that for the Mandalorian, right?
it, I think that they did for Mandalorian, and there's this
Yeah, I've seen
Tom
that.
Cruise
That sounds
movie
pretty
there,
cool.
and I've seen it like the behind the scenes of how it worked, and it is so interesting how technology's gone that good.
They let you behind the scenes.
No, like there's like a video of it. God, if I
Yeah.
could get behind the scenes, Oblivion, that was the movie. These in Oblivion.
Oblivion. Which one was Oblivion? Was that like the Tom Cruise one?
Yeah, it's like Tom Cruise, and they're like in space. Not
Are they in
space.
space?
They're like this high
Earth.
orbit thing. It's like Earth,
Yeah.
like above the clouds.
Oh.
And apparently, every single like all those screens are taking place in one of those like Hollywood like screen rooms. And I just think that's so super cool. Like they track the camera and the lighting. They can do everything perfectly.
Perfectly?
Yeah, like they make it look real, and I just think that's so
That's
interesting. How I just think that's super cool.
that is super cool. I gotta agree with you there.
It's like we had green screens, but now we have this. We have legitimate screens that could play it out. Because the problem with like green screen acting is that actors don't really have a reference.
Yeah, they're not immersed in the world. That's why Star Wars sucks.
I was doing a Star Wars marathon. We got to like New Hope, and here's the thing: it's been like 10 years since I've seen Star Wars, right? So like I like
Yeah,
remember like vaguely this stuff that happened, but I don't remember how it happened. And
right.
like I completely forgot that the first like 40 to 50 minutes of A New Hope, nothing happens.
Yeah, it sucks.
They don't even leave Tatooine.
I wanted to go to Gimli Station to get some power converters.
But
Shut up, Luke.
here's the thing: Luke is a fucking psychopath. He's a sick piece of shit. Okay?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, no,
You
I'm
can't
North.
introduce this with 5 minutes left. How is he a psychopath? What did he do?
Okay, we can talk about like fictional characters who fucking suck next episode. But like Luke, I gotta talk about this because his family dies.
Right.
He shows no emotion except for one scene where he just stares at like hit the burnt husks of his aunt and uncle, and he leaves. He's like, "I'm going to Alderaan." Right? He goes to Alderaan.
There's no Alderaan left. It's gone.
Yeah, like they get in the Death Star, and then
Right. They go there and there's nothing there. I forgot
like
about that. Yeah.
Obi Wan like dies, and he's like, "Oh no, Obi Wan's
He's
dead."
like, no, Obi-Wan.
But he also has no
You're gonna.
connection because before this, he was like, "Oh, he's just some like old kook." But now you're like, you have like a connection of Obi Wan, and then
Yeah.
but he gets over it all so quickly. Oh, he meets his best friend Biggs from when he was young, right? They go on like
Right.
the bombing mission, for like the Death Star.
He dies, right?
He dies. He just like like in the movie, he just like looks and then he forgets about it. And like after he lands, after doing the bombing mission, like they have a scene where he just gets out of the ship and never addresses that his best friend from when he was young, Biggs, just died. And they had this
Yeah.
entire thing beforehand where like Biggs is like, "Oh, you got to tell me all the stories," and I'm like, "You sick piece of shit, Luke."
Yeah.
And it
That's
gets
that's that,
worse.
that's actually it was intentional because also George Lucas has no emotion, so he kind of wrote that in.
Mm-hmm. God. Sorry, I got really heated. Like I ended up we both like I ended up getting super tired like when me and my friend were watching it. So we both got
Yeah, I
really
can
tired when we
imagine.
were finished.
They're
And
kind of
we
they
were
get boring sometimes. The only good ones are like Empire Strikes Back and like maybe three.
because we were
Like
I think that everyone gives a prequel shit because but like I still think like one of my favorite Star Wars movies, even though it's not a great movie, is The Phantom Menace.
yeah,
I mean, it has the
it's
best duel.
fine.
It has the
I
best duel
think
at the end. The best Star Wars duel is in like the shittiest movie, The Phantom
that's well
Menace.
the prequel they could do so much more in the prequels. The lightsaber battles were so much cooler just because like the choreography and like
Uh huh.
the effects they had. Like yeah,
But
like there's only like what there's a battle in like the first one.
it was just like Darth Vader and Obi Wan.
Yeah,
But
for
like,
like 40 seconds.
and in
The
that
second
one,
one
it's so
has
traditionally based around
one.
kendo. Like they're so static. But now, if you watch it, they're like flying around using the Force.
Because the force is cool, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
using the
so
force.
good. I don't know.
All right,
I think they're
we
good.
should wrap it up soon.
We'll talk about video game or like
Yeah,
fictional characters who fucking suck
it's
next
just
episode.
awful people.
Just awful. Worse
The
than Luke.
worst. Worse than Luke, yeah.
Oh,
All
Luke,
right.
sick piece of shit.
Sick piece of shit.
But
All
yeah,
right, party people. Thanks for joining us.
on this fever dream of a rant for the past
Fever dream, monkey
hour
time.
and six seconds.
7 seconds. 8 seconds. All
10.
right. Take it easy.
See you later. Love you all. Share,
Love
like,
you all.
subscribe,
Share, like, send it to your
follow.
mother. Send it to my mother.
Don't
All right.
send it
Peace
to my
out.
mother. Bye.